Live.
Now,
Now we are. I'm Brent Leary.
Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM players, and it's Thursday afternoon. So who else and where else would we be?
Well, I know where I'd be in
Well,
about 2 minutes.
well, I'm sure you have a screen or two, kind of checking out what else is going on. There it is. There it is. But anyway, we are the CRM players, and guess what? We've been bringing the as
Zzz.
since 2009. That's a lot of as bring.
That almost lost. We almost went over.
Good thing we're not on under FCC constraints.
That's right. Thank God for that.
That might have gotten us there. Right? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna explain what this next 60 minutes is gonna be about. But I was really counting on the first minute being the moment is Finn, but
I don't know, man.
oh,
Well, I don't. He's so sporadic these days. Once every 2-3 weeks, he shows up. We get all excited that we're going to see him again and again, and then he's gone.
well, I think maybe the last week we could blame it on daylight savings time because
Yeah,
he did
definitely.
like come in like 5 minutes before.
That's
We
true. That's true. Okay, that's the last one. But uh,
Oh, okay. Look. All right, Ben. We're working up to the detox. We're there. We're getting there.
yeah, sorry I couldn't make it, man.
Kicking as z. You couldn't
Could
make it where?
it be the Arizona drink? You know that drink called Arizona that kind of
Nah, that's just Arizona. That's
tea or something? But the Arizona is
yeah, I
an
know it's
abbreviation.
AZ. But I'm just saying. I think it's just that guy, whoever was his name, Austin. Can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, everybody you know it's Austin because everybody on that AV team's name was Austin.
It's Austin. Look who it is. It's Rebecca. Oh, is he? Yeah, well, hopefully he'll have adjusted since last week. So we'll keep a
That's
lookout.
Rebecca Wetterman, co-host of or no host of the Crunch, along with other host
Yes,
Dave Smith.
and maybe some more, but we'll see.
Hopefully,
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so this is gonna be a maybe a different kind of show, because ever since Gen AI kind of hit the scenes, it's been pretty much nonstop AI talk. And of course, over the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, the Gen AI talk has turned to agentic AI talk. And everywhere you go, everything you see, everything you hear, everything you read, it at least if you're in our space, it's got a lot of AI. It's almost AI all the time. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I'm not saying the word though.
No, I know. That's because we're pretty worn out, kind of tired,
Exhausted is the better word for it.
fatigued.
That would be a perfect word for it.
We just, we understand the importance of it. We know the potential it has. And we know every company wants to talk about it from their perspective and what they're doing with it. And they want us to check it out and talk to them. Totally get it. Totally understandable. But damn, just need a break.
I really, we need, we need to let the poisons ooze out.
The toxins.
That's right. Let the toxins depart.
See, Patrick's tired of it too.
No, Pat,
How many woofs would that be, by the way? If you want to
that
say.
would be a wook.
So anyway, we have decided we need a wellness day.
Big
We
one.
weren't even going to do the show because we are going to take a full blown, just not do anything but watch opening day baseball.
Which I still be doing just from here. Just so you're aware of it, everybody. When I'm glancing down, that's why I'm glancing down. And that will be happening frequently. And if I groan, it means that the Milwaukee Brewers scored.
By the way, is that like on ESPN?
Yes,
Okay, because I'll get it up on my screen too.
it's
Because
on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
I'll just watch it on my ESPN from
I could watch it
YouTube TV.
silently, but I'd rather just track it with Game Day.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, I could actually literally watch it on my phone and turn the sound off, but I don't want to do that.
Nah, probably not a good thing.
No, because then I won't ever be looking up.
So we decided we were going to take the day off, but then at the last second, we kind of came up with this idea. We were like, "Well, let me show you what the idea is," because you wrote about it. You put a nice little LinkedIn post here. Actually, it wasn't all that little. But we're like, yo, we're gonna take the day off. We're gonna just like watch some baseball because we really don't want to do another AI tinged show. We just need a little break. So we were gonna take the day off until we came up with this idea. And why don't you explain it? Because you did write about it first.
Well, it's very simple. This would be a day where any subject that we, within the realm of our ability to converse about it, or as some people say, conversate about it.
Oh my god.
I know, one of the worst words in history. With our ability to converse about it, we would talk about that. We just will not say, we'll not have any conversations about AI. And I probably, if somebody starts bringing it up in a way that's more than just the use of the term, I'll cut it off. So, I mean, so the idea is very simple. You guys figure out what you want to talk about. If it makes sense, and there were some that did and some that didn't. If it makes sense, we'll bring you on if you want, but we'll be talking about it. And as a result of that, of course, Brent.
All right. So, yeah, we kind of so we got some good ones in actually. So just to keep you up to date, what I'm also looking at.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, I could make it a big screen, but
Beautiful,
so
man.
and it looks good.
Stadium, although I'm not quite as excited as I was about this season. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get that. So, because we did put that out there, you put it out there, I shared it. We actually got some interesting topics. Well, we got a number of topics. Some we'll talk about today, but why don't we just take a little glimpse at some of the things that came in. All right, so bring this back up. All right, so Sam Gupta, you can talk about ERPs. I have heard that it's really a hot topic these days.
Not really. I mean, I like you, Sam. I really do. But I built the practices, and take my word for it, it's never a hot topic. There's nothing interesting about ERP that's ever been interesting. You still need it.
Yeah, you need it. Definitely need it.
But it's not subject for conversation on this show, given our name especially.
Well, I'll just say I might want to talk about AI over that. Yeah. I'm just saying. Anyway, but thanks. We do appreciate Sam for.
We like your laughing emoji.
Absolutely, that we like that part the best, actually.
So thank you, Sam.
All right, so let's see who else we had here. Oh, that's yours. Our buddy Shashi. Who, by the way, do you have some anything to announce about Shashi yet? Or
yeah, well, I mean, it's a little premature, probably, but it's all in agreement. He doesn't know I'm doing this though. But as you all know, I've run this show for a couple of years called Talking Headless, which is
I have no idea what that means, by the way.
You have to watch West Wing.
Okay.
Which is a big a show on analyst relations, and it's with analysts and AR people. I've been hosting that for 2 years. I am moving on from that show to host some other shows and build some other projects for PPN. And both Brent and I thought a wonderful substitute for me as host would be Shashi. And Shashi agreed to I was so excited when he said yes. And we're already in let's discuss the technical stuff and let's get the thing down and let's come up with the launch date. And he's coming back with some things. We're going to keep the format for a little while, but it's his show and he can do what he wants with it. We'll have to make a few changes, but ultimately, I am so excited to announce that Shashi Bellamkonda is going to be the new host of Talking Headless going forward. Stay tuned for the rest.
All right. And that was all just to say we're not actually going to talk about this today, Shashi.
No.
This time. But we're really glad that you're joining.
You're going to be way too visible.
Oh, look, our buddy, J.R. Clark, who for some reason didn't mention your birthday and, the 110th birthday or whatever.
It's probably 135th at this point.
So J.R. said, emotional intelligence and the role it plays in professional success and development. That's my 2 cents. However, I won't be able to join as today I need to align my body with my mind.
I mean, that actually is a good subject. I know a fair amount about it. I don't know that I want to call myself an expert. But that is one I would love to have had JR on to talk about with us, because he's thinking about it all the time. And, but unfortunately he can't be on with us today because he does have PT. So,
yeah. So we appreciate it though. It's a good topic.
And in the meantime, Carlos Rodon just struck out the first batter of the year.
Yeah, I see it. Tell you this quality of video is just great. It looks really good. All right, I'm not even going to try to attempt this one. Kane wrote,
let's do this. Let's do an AI summary.
He was channeling Tolstoy apparently when he wrote this. You want to summarize that?
Well, I mean, look, it's actually a pretty good topic. It's just well beyond the scope that we can handle right now. That would possibly it's a show unto itself. I mean, well, we'll see if what happens in the ninth, June. I'll let you know. So, if you actually take a look at what he's talking about, he's saying, okay, it's a little bit edgy, really. He's saying with a group. He said one question that's really interesting: a group of very unhealthy, physically unhealthy people with terrible diets, no exercise, and then take another control group of healthy people who have diets and do diet and exercise. Would that impact the performance of a company or the happiness of a customer? Would it impact the culture? It's kind of a risky subject because there's a lot of, what does it depend on here? When you say, I mean, he makes heavily overweight, physically unhealthy people, you start getting into borderline areas that we don't want to touch really on the one hand, right? And on the other hand, the question of how mental and physical health impacts culture is actually, corporate culture is actually an important one.
Yeah, and too important for us to even touch on a show like this.
Right.
So, but thank you once again. That's a lot of thought and effort.
So yeah, it really is. And thanks, Kane, and keep contributing. I think we want to hear more out of you.
Yep. Gabriel, how do you pronounce his last name? I've known him for years, but I don't know if I've ever pronounced it.
Georgiou. I'm not 100% sure.
It sounds good enough.
I've known him for years also, just like you call him Gabriel.
Yeah, or GG actually.
GG.
How to improve the customer experience without AI. I have a few stories I'm planning to write about on this. That's actually a pretty good one too. But we just he put AI in it, so we don't even want to.
I'll tell you what, GG, Gabriel, listen, when you write those stories, let us know they're written. Let us take a look at them, and then we can bring you on the show to talk about it.
That sounds like a good plan.
That would be a great subject.
That's a good plan. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but it's more than, look, we're limiting these short bits here to 10 minutes each. So this is a much bigger discussion than 10 minutes.
Yeah, but thanks again, though. It's a good thought. It's a really good thought.
Really good one.
All right. Who else have we got? Paul Sweeney. What industries that you would not expect have turned to customer service as a differentiator?
And honestly, good subject. I have no idea is the answer.
I'm guessing there's a lot of industries that have it.
I just haven't a clue who they are.
You know what? I'll go with the airline industry as one of them.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, who actually has good customer service in an airline and even has a right to differentiate. Ben, you're the only guy in this entire room who could probably answer that question.
Yeah, well, there's only two of us here.
No, I'm talking about, let me rephrase it, in this entire ecosystem.
There it is. Yeah. All right. Well, once again, Paul, thanks again. We appreciate
Yeah.
you coming up with something.
And
Which
you're always welcome on the show. Always.
absolutely, yeah. I haven't had a good conversation yet. Well, I'm just gonna stop and say we need to talk.
About conversations.
I was just getting ready, yeah, but no, I'm detoxing. We're all group detoxing. All right, who else do we have? John Reed. Okay, this is a really good one.
This is the best.
He wants to talk about his pending dental appointment. I mean, John, if you're out there, Brohammer, no, we're not doing it today. Sorry,
not a chance.
We're not doing
a mouthful of dental instruments.
Yeah. Maybe now, if you watch, remember that the movie, The Marathon Man?
Yeah, of course. Oh God, no, you're not going near dental appointment.
John, watch that before you have your dental appointment and let us know how it goes.
And then cancel the dental appointment immediately because you will.
Yes. All right. So, but thanks again. We can always count on the Brohammer.
Gregory Peck.
Yeah. Or Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on this because these are the ones that we're actually going to talk about. So before we do that,
let's get it over with.
You know what? I was really all set to do that, and then I just realized something.
Okay.
I didn't have Benny Hill queued up, so. Come on now. All right, now we can do it. We're going to do a quick Stump the Godfather, partially to make up for last week's debacle.
Austin Wells just hit a homer. His first at bat is the leadoff player for the Yankees.
Oh, this is so cool. So let's get to Stump the Godfather because there is a tie-in
to Austin Wells
to opening day.
Oh, okay.
And now it's time for Stump the Godfather with the venerable Paul Greenberg. Brought to you by Microsoft Dynamics 365 Copilot.
I've never seen that happen. And now it shows up.
I don't see it.
And now
that is the weirdest thing.
Stump the Godfather with the venerable Paul Green.
All right, that ruined it for me because that has never happened before.
It's okay. Me not answering last week never happened before.
I know. I mean, we're at a crisis here with Stump the Godfather.
I would just say we're at new vistas.
And why is this not? It is totally like screwing up here. Now it's not even showing my slides. Remove. Oh man, it's going way crazier. Anyway, we do have a special opening day edition of Stump the Godfather. So, and this should not take too long because we do have our buddies come on and talk about anything but AI. All right, so today's Stump the Godfather question. The fastest MLB opening day pitch ever recorded was blankety blank thrown by blankety blank blank.
Jesus,
now, if you could get either one of these, I will be who it was. And please, no AI. This is a no AI show, so no AI is allowed for you to try to figure out the answer. Just answer on your own wit and take a guess. All right. So either if you could give me both the person and the actual pitch speed. That's great. But if you can give me either or, I think that'd be a really cool thing. So everybody out there who playing it on with this
would be at any time within the
opening day,
but any time within that game.
The fastest opening day pitch.
Wow.
Ever recorded.
I have no clue.
Was blankety blank blank and who threw it. So anybody out there, take a guess. Give me the speed. Give me who it was. And we'll see if the venerable Paul Greenberg can do
it. She's just throwing a name out there since.
No, I know what she did, and now I know why. I know Rebecca might have cheated. Okay. I know how she got that answer. I know how she got that answer. So I think she might have. I think she might have cheated a little bit, but we'll wait.
Well, the only Suzuki's woof X woof times woof. Woo.
I think she means Ichiro Suzuki, and I know why. I think I caught her. I think I caught her.
Yeah, but him going 101 miles an hour.
He didn't. That's anyway. Let's keep it going before I kind of reveal how I think I might have caught a little bit of cheat going on there. Come on, Ben. Come on, Alan. Come on, whoever else. I know our guests in the green room. Well, I know one of them would not even have a clue as to who that might be. His initials are Esteban Kolsky. That's what I'm talking about. Right. And our other guest, he might, but knowing him, he's too cantankerous. He won't play along with us.
God, it's pretty obvious who that is.
Yeah. He will be our first guest, by the way.
Okay.
So anyway, no, I think this must have really stumped everybody.
Well, I'm going to guess the speed only because I'm assuming it's somewhere around this.
So Ben is guessing 106.
No, it couldn't be. Nobody's ever pitched 106, period. Not even Chapman.
All right. I got to tell you who our second guest, Esteban Kolsky. He guessed Maradona. It's completely the wrong sport.
It doesn't he know?
I mean, Alan is saying Randy Johnson. That's a really good guess. Randy Johnson's a
guess.
That's a good guess.
I'm going to say the speed was 100.5 miles per hour.
100.5?
100.5.
All right. That's a good one. Do you want to take a guess at who it was?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, Randy Johnson's not a bad guess, but I don't know that he's ever pitched that fast. And most of the young kids, the guy I would have guessed has never pitched an opening day because he's a rookie. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah, that would basically exclude him.
Yeah. So I have no idea who it would be for who's that kind of, I don't know. So this doesn't get too drawn out since we have to end at 4. I don't really know, but I will guess 100.5 as 100.5 of the pitch.
All right, we'll go with that because I think I stumped most people.
That's a hard one.
I might have stomped them on this one, actually.
Yeah, you might even go with that.
All right, so the answer to this week's Stump the Godfather question is
Hunter. Whoa,
Hunter Green, 105.2 miles, and it actually just happened in 2023.
Wow. I never would have gotten it. I mean, I know who Hunter Green is, but that speed, I did not know.
105. That's less a point, 1/10 of a point slower than Aroldis Chapman's 105.3 record. Yeah, Chapman would have been a good guess, but you waited too long.
Well, but
but that would have been a good guess.
You know what? My problem was?
What?
I was thinking starting pitcher.
Oh, I just said pitch.
I know I wasn't. That's my fault. I wasn't because Chapman would have been who I guessed, to be honest. But
and he would have,
and I would have changed it well beyond 100.5 because I know what he can throw. So, but
I was wondering why you were saying 100.
I was thinking starting pitcher. That's why I got thrown completely there.
There's a couple people that's close, but you know what? Here's a fun fact before we go into what we're here to do, which is detox.
Ben was closest, is what he's trying to say.
I know. But actually, the fastest pitch in college is a little faster than this one. It's actually faster than Aroldis. It was 105.5 or something like that. Some college kid threw it faster than any of the pros have.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when he gets to the majors.
Ben is like, so who was close?
Okay, man, you win. But nobody.
Ben wants credit.
Pitched 106. We're going.
Ben wants credit.
Right? No, he deserves credit. He was the closest, but no one's pitched 106.
Patrick said 100. All right, now I gotta out Rebecca a little bit because the reason that I knew it was Hunter Green is I actually went to Perplexity and asked this question specifically: what was the fastest ever opening day pitch? And the first time I asked it, it came back with the answer for who threw the fastest first pitch of a game ever. And the fastest, that's usually that ceremonial thing.
Right.
And the ceremonial fastest pitch was Ichiro Suzuki, 94 miles.
Wow.
That's why I knew. That's how I knew it was. I think Rebecca might have got a little help. And see, since we're doing AI detox, it was great that she got the wrong answer. So there it is. I'm calling you out, Rebecca. I have to call you out. I'm sorry.
AI got it wrong.
I'm sorry.
He wasn't a pitcher.
He wasn't even a pitcher.
He was not a pitcher.
I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down. 105.8 appears to be the MLB. Was that Aroldis Chapman? Let us know if it was Aroldis.
Who was it?
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let us know in the comments. So let's get going. We just we need
30 minutes to do all of this.
We need a detox, and so we wanted to get some topics that had absolutely nothing to do with AI. Yesterday during our happy hour, the venerable Steve Gillmor we did like an hour and a half where we usually try to get off done in an hour, but it was a really good conversation that had absolutely nothing to do with AI. Thank God. So we welcome to the show Steve Gillmor,
the very venerable.
Wow, I didn't even do the very.
Well, I did because he's a year older than me, right? Hi, very venerable Steve Gillmor.
You're on mute, apparently.
Well, I hope so.
Oh no, not all right.
I got nothing to say according to the rules.
No, what are you talking about? You did this very good. You and Dean, well, and me too, because we actually disagreed. We had a really good conversation during the happy hour last.
Right here.
Where's Dean? Why didn't you?
He's at the
Yankees game. No, he's not at the game. He said he's never going to the Yankees game.
He's got an appointment. He's got a meeting he's on right now.
Oh, sorry. He was great on the not
both were.
Yeah, so you were actually, he was disagreeing with me, which is why I guess it was great for everybody else. But we were talking about YouTube has become the place where people watch the most content, most movies, clips, TV shows. And I was saying that I think partially it's because not just because they got YouTube TV now, and that gives a lot of broadcast programming, but YouTube proper, all the billion podcasts that are watched every month now, everybody is doing reaction videos. Everybody is doing their own thing, and I think that was driving all these eyeballs to and making YouTube the number one property between when you add up YouTube TV and YouTube proper. Steve said it had absolutely nothing to do with the YouTube side. He said it was the YouTube TV, and he's a big fan of the multi-view thing, and so I think that was a really interesting discussion. And then him and Dean started going back and forth. But so Steve, I still don't. I'm not buying it. I think you're underplaying the importance of the YouTube part.
Yeah, I get you think that.
Wait, I'm trying to figure this out here. So Brent, you were saying
Brent's saying it's a big transformative deal that YouTube has got the most television impressions in the universe.
Television, or are we talking about video view?
Well, it's content. Actually, I think, I don't know if it was Nielsen or not. They were giving like the percentage of, I guess, eyeballs for all kinds of content on all types of screens. So Disney was number one, and under the Disney umbrella, there's ESPN, there's Disney Plus, there's Hulu. So all of their properties were like leaders of the pack for a couple of years. And then they came out with these numbers that said now YouTube has more eyeballs than Disney or anybody else. And I said, yeah, they got YouTube TV, but they also a lot of content is being generated by these influencers, and people are watching that just as much as anything else. And Steve was like, that's a bunch of bull.
I don't think there's a bunch of bull. I mean, here's the other side. YouTube is the place for storage, right? So everyone puts their videos on YouTube to use them elsewhere. Consequently, they get used elsewhere. YouTube actually gets a view out of it. And in addition, everybody, how many people go to YouTube just to learn how to do something?
I told Steve the majority of the stuff I watch is on YouTube proper. Even though I have YouTube TV, I don't watch that as much as I watch stuff on regular YouTube.
Okay, so also the other side, look, people who are more, let's say, not tech, they don't have to be tech, they could be even somewhat technophobic, but are tech not friendly, I'll call it. They watch YouTube. I mean, the thing is, it's very easily accessible. Everyone knows what it is. It's.
I'm gonna try to find that graphic and pop it up while you're talking.
But and the other side of it is, it's just there's a lot of things there that you're just not going to see elsewhere, or you don't know that you could find elsewhere. And so, because it's the most convenient location for videos. Period. I mean, nothing is more convenient than YouTube. If you ask,
there is not watching.
huh?
I find not watching any of that much more convenient.
Well, that's true. I'll
Okay.
give you that. That's the most convenient possible thing is sitting there and doing nothing.
No. There's there are a lot of things that you can pay for.
Right.
There's a whole newsletter thing that's going on. There's the so-called mainstream media. I wouldn't rank them according to what I'm talking about, but there's the question in my mind is this something? Is this a thing? And my answer is no.
What is the thing defined as exactly?
During the 60s, the overall level of quality and inspiration in the music world. That's the thing.
Oh, you mean, okay.
I'm talking about, are we going to pay attention to this? Are we going to ignore it? Are we going to, what are we going to do?
I'll say this. The transformative side of YouTube's already happened, right? It's no longer transformative. It was when it first, especially when it first began. And then it became another place where you needed production values, right? Originally, that's not what made it interesting. It made it interesting because, some kid out somewhere could put up some grainy video and people would watch it because it was cool to watch. And it happened in the beginning. That's what made it fascinating. And it kind of, I'm going to use this term, but I hate it. Democratize these things. I really do hate that term because it's used.
Let me jump in and just say, I think one of the trends, and I don't know how you can even argue with some of this stuff. It's just the numbers. Like I look at a site or like a channel on YouTube called the Midas Touch. Now I never heard of this stuff like 2 years ago, but that one, and this is just one instance, this one channel gets more views now than CNN, Fox, of course MSNBC, all. And I think there's got to be some reason why that's happening, why all these people who used to watch the news and stuff on like traditional broadcast or cable have now completely flipped, and they're getting in these big networks with all that money and power they have are losing out to these 1 and 2 and maybe 4 or 5 person channels that now have 5 million subscribers and get millions of views. Where CNN, if you look at CNN subscriber numbers, it's pathetic. And then the views are even worse. So there's got to be and that's not YouTube TV. That's YouTube. Why is that happening if there's not something going on?
Steve?
Well, luckily we're out of time.
You know what? He's right too. I hate to admit it. He's right.
All right, can we come on?
You got to come back and when
we'll just talk this whole thing through.
I was on a roll too.
All right, I'll come back when you do the show that's nothing but AI.
Oh, God. All right.
Well, that's every show.
Yeah.
That's really our next show. What I mean, it's like every show we've just done for the last 5
Well, you guys are doing this show that's not about AI. We heard a story about Perplexity. We heard
yeah.
All right.
They're all AI.
It's been great talking to you, Steve. Do you have a show coming up that you want to plug?
Yeah, Sunday. You'll be on it, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I'll be in contact with you.
Thank you, Venerable Steve Gillmor, for
Thank
gracing
you. Good luck to everybody else.
us. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, we're cooking with
Okay.
gas, I guess.
Yankees up 2-0. Another home run.
Oh, look at this. You know what? If you won, I could actually start showing a little bit of this to the people. But anyway, all right. So let's keep it moving because you're right. We're starting to run a little late. And guess all three of our remaining folks are here.
Okay.
And I know one wants to make sure he's done by 4 so he can see his team's opening day. So maybe we should go with him.
All right.
And so everybody, we're gonna try to get everybody in and out by 4 o'clock Eastern. We might have to cut back a little bit, but anyway, here he is because this. Oh, let me see. I think I have his slide, which was a very popular slide, matter of fact, because he wanted to talk about something apparently lots of other people wanted to talk about. If I can get to that slide, is that it? No, that's Liz.
That's Liz.
We'll save Liz for later. We'll save Esteban for later. We already talked about that guy. All right, this is it. Alan's suggestion, Alan Berkson, was, hey, it's opening day. We should talk about baseball. So why not? Here he is, the one and only Alan Berkson.
Okay. Yay, go Mets.
He's got his Mets hat on. Yeah, looking sharp there. Got the jersey on too. Oh my
no, he's ready. It's opening day. Oh, you're Mike.
Yeah, that thing you usually like to talk into. Yeah. You got it?
Not hearing him.
Was it a moment of silence?
Moment of spin.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
yes. Yeah, very loud and clear. It's really good.
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I was using my my Focusrite before, and I forgot to switch.
Okay.
He's getting his focus right because it's opening day. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're ready?
I'm very excited. Well, look, you should be excited. 2-0.
I know. Yeah. Believe me, I've been tracking. It's I missed half of my own conversation. Right, the things I was saying, I literally
went to commercial break as soon as I did that.
I thought the Stump the Godfather was going to be what are the Yankees' odds of winning the World Series according to FanDuel?
Not good this year. We lost 60% of our starting pitching.
All right, but I want to ask Alan because the Mets, they haven't won anything since '86. So, but yet you're still excited and charged up and ready to go for opening day. Why are you so excited about opening day this year?
I'm a Mets fan. I'm always excited about opening day. The Mets are undefeated right now.
Okay.
Mets fans, look, to be a Mets fan, it's never about thinking, are we going to win the World Series this year? It's more about, are they going to be fun to watch? Right.
Well, you got the big free agent signing of the year, right?
And you know what? Having spent a year watching him, he is fun to watch. He really is. He's like a lot of fun to watch.
By the way, Alan, thanks for commenting. Well,
Yeah, I'm watching the Yankees on YouTube TV.
I am too, actually. So
I'm not. Yeah. I'm tracking him on game day.
Yeah. Now look, the Mets, their starting pitcher has never pitched 5 innings in a major league start. This is their opening day starter.
Has never pitched. What don't you have? I know Manaea and what's the other guy, both that got injured.
The old rules were a number 1 starter would go 7 innings, a number 2 starter would go 6, a number 3 starter. The Mets don't have a number 1 or a number 2.
Yeah, I know
that's not good.
Well, look, I will tell you this: as much as Clay Holmes had his ups and downs with the Yankees as a closer, he actually is a really good pitcher and started as a starter, right? And so, could he do this? Yeah, I actually think he can, and I actually think he will be good. I don't know if he'll win today or not, but I think he'll be a good pitcher over the year.
I'm optimistic. Like I said, Met fans are always optimistic on opening day. And we always like to say it's early. So it's early until about July.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually true for everybody. In July, then.
I've been to every home opener except one since 2001.
Damn.
So.
Jonathan Yarmus flew down for the game to Houston.
Jonathan Yarmus is in Houston today.
I would have been flying back from Houston if I hadn't gotten hit with AFib. But I was literally going to be in Houston.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have gone to the game. Don't worry. That's the
All
last
right.
place I want to be is at the Astros Stadium.
I have to tell you guys this. This was not as passionate as I was thinking it was.
Oh, we're not going to fight. I like the Mets, for God's sake.
You think Yankee and Met fans fight?
I wanted to see some.
Well,
The only if they were born after 2000, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. The reality is we're all from New York. That's kind of the thing here. These are teams in New York. Why would you root against them when your team is playing the other one? But
I have much more dislike for the Phillies than I ever would for the Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we actually talked. You know what? This is a lot of people know this. I used to be a huge Phillies fan when I was a little kid growing up, right 30 minutes south of Philly. Gary Maddox was my favorite baseball
that's
player.
back when they were actually admirable.
Yeah, like Dave Cash, Mike Schmidt, Greg the Bull Lazinski. Yeah, Shake and Bake McBride. Come on, man. Larry Boa. Forgot about Larry Boa. And Boone. There's a tie-in. Boone.
Look, Dick Allen was a Philly for a long time too.
Yeah.
Early in his career, I love that guy.
Finally got into Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Yeah, it finally is right. It's way too long. It's 2-1 now. Rodon has this. He's a long ball. He gives up long balls. Let's put it this way: I'd probably give him up less frequently if I pitched. Right. So.
All right.
So before I go, I'll just leave it at this: the best thing about the Mets is the booth.
The booth.
Gary, Keith, and Ron are the best booth team in baseball, and I'll fight anybody on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm not saying the Yankees are. I'm just trying to think of who else might be.
Well, if you gotta feel passionate about the booth, that's cool.
Yep. Well, look, that's what Met fans do. We care more about the entertainment.
Who's doing the game tonight? I can't miss that.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to make sure you get back and get your beverage of choice and your popcorn and your peanuts and your Cracker Jack and all that stuff. And enjoy opening day because, as you said, this might be the last day that you guys go undefeated.
Undefeated. The Mets are undefeated right now.
Well, I'm rooting to play home. I really like that guy. I'm rooting for him.
All right,
guys.
Thanks for joining us, man. See you. That was nice to have a little levity.
Yeah. 2-1 though.
Don't worry, it's still early, and you got the lead still.
Yeah.
All right.
No, this is not how it works.
All right, so we got 2 left,
and we've got.
Let's see. Who do you want to?
All right, 7.5 minutes each.
Well, who do you want to go with?
So maybe we should.
Is our guest still at the airport?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing that because our other guest is chilling, looking very relaxed. Yeah. So we are going to what airport is this? SFO?
I don't know.
No, LAX, Las Vegas. I don't know
idea.
what that is. What are you doing, Crips? LA. Oh, that's right. Just thought you was doing like flashing signs up here. All right, coming right from LAX, better known as Lax. I don't know.
No, let's not go there either. Bring in the Az.
The Az in the Lax. It is the one and only, my fellow Ram fan, Liz Miller.
There she is.
The Dodgers, baby.
That's well, you guys. It's like it ain't even gonna be
Sorry,
fair what
Ellen.
the Dodgers do.
Yeah, sorry. It's just one of those seasons, man.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the down stretch. It's like we got like 5 against the Mets. It's bad. It's like at the very end of the season. A really good friend of mine is a huge Mets fan, and they now live in LA, and our daughters are like best friends.
Oh.
And he's like, if we get a box, I don't think you can cheer in it. I'm like, dude, what are we like? I can't go to Chavez Ravine and just sit there. Like I can't like
that would be
golf
crazy.
clap, you know.
Well, wait. Right. What are they expecting of you then?
I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
Right?
All right, so let's go to what you sent us before we jump into it.
I kind of sent a twofer. I was around a big table. Sorry as the airplanes go by. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. I'm actually at the Starbucks outside of here.
Oh.
It's a thing.
Which one? All right, so this is what
there we go.
Liz said. So so you're just coming from Zendesk
I'm
Relate.
just coming from Zendesk Relate. And one of their keynotes was by Trevor Noah, who was always very funny, but who was always very deep into technology. Like he relayed a story of his mom bringing in like an early computer. She didn't even know what it was, and she kind of tossed it in front of him in South Africa and was like, "Figure this out." And so he's always been very into technology. But the thing he shared I thought was amazing was sharing what the translation for a welcome in Zulu is. And he noted that when you're greeted in Zulu, it actually means I see you. But even deeper than that, it actually means I still see you. Like I see you and I still see you. And that it's this really deep meaning that when you go into a room, it's not just about, oh, hey, or like, hello. It's this doing? Really intense, like, I see you, I acknowledge you, and I still see you. Even if we part and we part ways, I still see you. And I just kept sitting there thinking to myself, surrounded by the Voldemort of technology with 2 letters that we're not going to say, right? Or like the Beetlejuice, if like you say it too many times, it pops up again and you're like, oh gosh. But like all of that, I just kept thinking to myself, wouldn't it be amazing if we all figured out a way to embody in our CX strategies what it means to feel like that welcome? Like if every time we talked with a brand that we took on that spirit of that Zulu welcome of I still see you. Like I'm acknowledging that you're in front of me, but I still see all that you are, all of the interactions of the past, everything that we've done or everything that you've done away from me, I still see you. And I just kept thinking, like if we started every CX strategy meeting with that, we'd probably end up in a very different place than personalization, contextualization, humanization, like the izations of all the AASSs. I'm not going to say it that way, but y'all know what I mean. Like if we just started from that place of I still see you, how would our journeys, how would our conversations be different?
So
that
how
was my thing.
How do you think that's actual a possibility of really happening? And if so, how do we get there?
Well, I also spent time with Esteban at Zendesk. So, and yeah, so part of that has rubbed off on me. So can we get there? No way. Absolutely not. There's no way we're going to get there. Look,
you said his name and he just popped up.
No, you have to say it 3 times, Brent. If you say it 3 times.
I'm sorry. I'm still
okay, are we comparing t-shirts? Because mine says gangster rap.
Liz
anyway.
still saw him.
I still saw him. Rubbed off. Do I think it can happen? I think that for brands who are given the space and the room to understand that CX is a strategy and not a tech stack, yes, we could get there. But if your organization is literally thinking they can solve the question of experience in all big letters as a strategy, and they're like, the Voldemort technology with all the other stack that I got, we're finally going to get there. No, you're not going to get there. You're not. You're going to get to faster, more piles of stuff. And now it's all going to sound the same because your stuff is based on your past stuff. But if we sat down and thought about that expression of I see you and I still see you, you're going to have a different journey. You're going to have a different conversation, and you're going to force yourself to not think about technology first.
Well, the thing about it too is there's individuals like that who are literally the embodiment of that, right? And
absolutely.
You're one of those. I mean,
you can find them at
Esteban says it's him. Esteban says that he's the embodiment of that.
He says a lot of things.
I don't acknowledge you, but I understand you.
I don't acknowledge.
That's right. I still see you, but I don't see.
I still see you, but I don't acknowledge your existence.
But I don't see you.
I don't care,
but
I see you.
But I don't see you.
Yeah, Esteban's translation is like I see you, and that might be the problem.
Let me say this though about Paul and about the event we did back in January. There were people that were literally coming up. I don't know. Some of them would probably admit to this. They were coming just for the hug. I mean, there were people that were coming just so they could hug him.
I love you guys, but let's be honest. Yes. Yes. Like,
hey, Liz,
I love you guys, but I was there for the hug.
We should have spent time together. I don't think we should spend time together anymore. You.
I'm getting a little spicy.
I know.
But no, people were coming like, didn't Paul? You told me somebody was it the Martha came from Germany just because she thought it was a commute. No, it was that
was Silvana.
Silvana. She came all the way from Spain because she thought it was just like a meeting of the community. There was like no real agenda or anything.
She said she literally the night of the night before the conference, she came over to the hotel to see me after she landed, and she said, you know, I thought I was coming from Spain for a meeting in community. I didn't realize there was a conference also. That's literally what she said.
So that kind of speaks to what you're talking about, though, Liz.
Yeah, I think that first of all, I think that 2026 IRL should just be called Free Hugs Here, and that's going to be the, you know, we'll all get it. We'll all know.
50 cents.
We won't let Esteban wear
monetize it. I'm retired, man. I got to monetize it. So 50 cents. 50 cents.
Sell the t-shirt. You sell the t-shirt that says Free Hugs Here, but you still don't let Esteban wear it. And it's fine. It's going to be A-okay.
You know, you destroyed my reputation.
Oh, I think I'm perfectly advertising your reputation, my friend.
I still like I see you. I just don't care. I like.
I just don't. Yeah.
I see everything. I don't acknowledge everything. It's not worth my time.
I don't like it, but yeah.
Well, I definitely don't like it.
I definitely don't like it. I'm not going to be forced into that nonsense. But I do think that there's something wonderful about, you know, hearing Trevor Noah, who, you know, he's not sitting there sweating customer experience. He's not sitting there sweating corporate strategy, profitability, everything that everyone else is there sweating, right? Because also no one was sweating Voldemort's technology, but that's beside the point. But I will say, what people were sweating was, how do I actually connect with my customers, right? In the world where it starts to feel really impersonal and where it doesn't feel like you could go up and walk up to Paul and say, I miss a hug, you know, like in a world where that is really real, that's really a feeling and sentiment. How do we start to create those moments where we can express, hey, I still see you. And what I see might not be awesome, or you might not be doing well, or things might not be going well, but that's okay because we can figure out something together. It doesn't always have to be, you know, wine and roses and all of that greatness, but I think there's probably a way to at least try to communicate better.
So how would you, this may be subject for another show, but how would you institutionalize that in a way that allows others to kind of get there, right? Because that's, go ahead. Man,
we cannot talk about it in the show, but let's have it in another show. Oh, because that's the answer. The institutionalizing the concept of awareness and acknowledgement comes down to truly being able to scale it massively, but through the use of technology.
Well, I think that's where a lot of these companies, and it can be big or small or whatever. I think a lot of these companies still go into technology as a silver bullet solution. It's like the hardest job is pulling out my wallet, and once I pull the wallet out, my work is done. I mean, that's what it seems like.
Ron Popeil chicken machine. They think it's a Ron Popeil chicken machine.
I've been doing technology for 42 years.
You're old.
And the last thing that it is a silver bullet.
Yeah, but don't tell that to them because they really think that if I put
I do. Dude, that's my business model. Telling them that it's not. It's my business model.
No, you can tell them that, but guess what? They'll hear you, but they don't care. No,
but they all think that if you put the chicken in the machine, but if you put the chicken in the machine and turn on the machine makes perfect chicken. No one talks about the fact that someone had to season the damn chicken before it went in. Like no one wants to talk about that fact that there was some poor intern.
Or the chicken that comes out of the machine came out of an oven and then they put it in the machine. Right? We don't care about that.
No one wants to talk about that.
The chicken didn't want to be in the machine.
Right. But I think the other thing that they don't talk about is, I think for a really long time, we have seen the platitudes painted on the walls, right? We're all in this together, being my least favorite one of recent memory, right? And we paint it on the walls and we expect that when our people walk by it, they will somehow be filled with the magic of a positive sentiment. But through our leadership, and through, to Esteban's point, through our technology implementations, if we're implementing things in order to do the opposite of what we've painted on the wall, people figure that out pretty quickly, both our employees and our customers. And the reality is that in order to institutionalize something, whoever is at the top actually has to believe the BS that's coming out of their mouths. And if someone's actually going to say it, they better mean it, and they better walk it, and they better empower someone to do it. And yes, they better implement the technologies that actually allow people to go do it at scale faster and to make money. It's okay to make money, but it's not okay to make money and be like, we're all in this together to squash you down to the ground. Like, that's not what we're here to do. Right. That's not the point of that conversation.
We're all this together so I can make more money from you than you can make from me. But we're all this together. That's just going to make more money. But it's all about, being together.
Since we got both, is the key. Since we got both of you here, we'll just smash it up because Esteban wanted to talk about. Wow.
Oh, right? Jumbo jet. Sorry. Yeah.
That was perfectly timed.
The flight to Seoul is leaving now.
So are you gonna Matt Damon me now?
I'm gonna Matt Damon. I'm gonna say you wanted to talk about ecosystems, right?
And so if I have a minute, I can give you what it's about really quick. And this is the bigger show is because it's coming in reference to what we're not supposed to talk about. But the concept of ecosystems is like if you want to have. Let's say that you want to put a business, and the business you want to put is, against my advice, a child care center, right? You're going to have a bunch of kids running around. You might as well have napping mats and toys and smart people that know how to handle kids and structure and rules and compliance with government and health initiatives and a bunch of things like that. You can think of a child care center as an ecosystem because the fucking kids that are running around are the agentic AI that's coming to our world in the next few years.
Oh, wow. Snuck it right in at the end.
He said it.
You know we were doing a whole detox, right?
Of course he knew.
Jesus.
I see him.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
I see him too.
I see your agentic AI shit,
and
let me tell you how to run it.
By
the way, as a parting thought for everybody, if you ever feel like, you need to, feel good or feel better or having a shitty day or whatever, spend 20 minutes with Liz and your world will turn upside down and the frown will become a smile.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
After he totally destroys our detox, then he comes up with that. Way to go, man.
Now you can't get mad at him.
Dude, at the end of detox, you always need to go see the last one,
Lost two.
You need to see the last one before you go into detox.
1 out of 3.
Yeah,
Good Lord, I behaved. I called it something else.
333 is not
You did.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz and Voldemort. No, I'm just kidding.
Voldemort.
Seriously?
I got a bit to do, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
I got a game to watch.
Yes, we got to end it right now. So we'll say
hey, thanks, guys. It was great. See you next time.
Thanks. Yeah. And you got to get, it's 2-1, right? It's still 2-1.
Yeah, Judge just struck out.
Well,
It's all right. It's all for 2.
All right. So we need you to get your full attention there. So I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Players, and we made like 59 minutes of non-AI talk.
Thank God for that.
All right. So Minnie doesn't really represent anything AI, right?
No, nothing.
So we can still use her.
Oh, God, yeah. We have to.
All right. Bye, Minnie.
Bye, Minnie. Love you, girl.
And we will be back next week, and I'm sure we'll be talking about, AI. So
I'm guarantee it.
Later.
Bye.